we are at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for round 2 of the Wheel-to-Wheel Season 6 race. My name is Untouchables911. Joining me here tonight in the commentary box is ZD. Welcome, ZD.
G'day, Untouchables. It's been such a long time and I've absolutely missed not commentating. So how are we all tonight? I'm really excited for Catalunya. It's not, some people in the league have been complaining about this track, but I'm really excited to see what kind of racing we have on hand today. And also today, on visuals, we have Dale. Dale, welcome to the stream.
Thanks, Edie. Thanks, Untouchables. It's I think going to be an amazing night of racing. We've got a lot of good quality steerers in this field, and I think we're going to see a lot of close racing out of them.
Yeah, so just to remind everyone, this will be the Division 4 race tonight, so not some of the fastest blokes around, still pretty fast in terms of the grand scheme of things. Some of the drivers that we've got tonight in Division 4 include Like a True Boss, we've got King Oscar as well, Viking Races in there, we've got Smurf Your Mum, Warpath will be hosting tonight as well as being in the lobby. Palmer, Soul Reaper, we've got a good lineup of guys tonight. Should be good to see how these guys go during the race tonight.
Yeah, it should be enough, especially because we usually re-rank everyone depending on the previous races throughout the season. So since this is race 2 of the season, we've got some of the Div 2 guys running at the moment. So we've got guys like Warpath, we've got Pitbull, we've got some other guys. So if you have a look for the blue mirrors, they're the guys who are usually in Div 2, and then if you have a look at the green mirrors, there's people in Div 3. So keep it out when you look out for guys, you know who's who in the zoo at the moment.
Yeah, we should just let everyone know for the new people who've joined up from Wheel to Wheel from last season as well as this season, we've decided to colour code the wing mirrors for this season just to make it a bit easier for everyone to know who's where and where's who and how to follow your favourite racing driver. So we've got the Div 1 boys or the Premier League boys, they'll have the red wing mirrors. Most of the drivers tonight will have the blue and the green wing mirrors, so the Div 2, the Div 3 boys, and we may be lucky enough to see 1 or 2 of the Div 4 boys. They'll be having the bright orange wing mirrors tonight.
So, Untouchables, who do you think is your pick today? So, knowing that a lot of guys have put in a lot of hours throughout this week trying to practice for this race, because as I said before, Catalunya is not their favourite track. Who's the people that you're looking out for tonight?
Look, I've heard that Like a True Boss is quite fast. I've heard he's got some really good one-lap pace. Hopefully that might transfer over across into the racing laps later on this evening. Just before we started streaming, we had Smurfing setting laps around the 46s and 1 or 2 there under the 45s. Look, I haven't raced too much yet with these boys. I'm still only fairly new to the series, but I'm looking forward to a really good race tonight. But I'll probably be keeping an eye out on True Boss and Soul Reaper tonight, and probably even Smurfing as well.
And our newly promoted Premier League driver, Dale, who do you think is, because you've been doing a lot of practice with these boys, who do you believe is going to take out potentially Division 4 today?
Yeah, I think tonight's really going to be close. There's a few names out there that have got a good chance tonight. So Smurf's been practicing all week. He's been putting in good, consistent lap times. So I think he's going to, if he can get a good qualifying lap in, I think he's going to be sticking up the front. It's going to be hard to get past. Viking's always putting in consistent times as well. I mean, you got Antichrist in there, King Oscar, Warpath, Soul Reaper. I mean, there's any number of guys in there that are going to do well tonight.
Yeah, that's very true.
So what we might do before we get into the racing, I might just commentate a lap of the Barcelona circuit. I will be referencing off a qualifying lap from Formula 1 last year, but that'll probably help the guys out with what the corner names are, and probably what the speeds that they'll be getting tonight, but it'll definitely help out with the corner names. So flying out of the final corner, we're then down the long front straight away, about a kilometre down the straight. Most of the boys will be looking to break around the 150-100 metre mark into the first corner of Elf, which is a right-left chicane, flipping around to turn 3, the very long turn 3 called Renault, and watching for the tyre wear on the front there. flying down into turn 4 Repsol, long sweeper again, tightening apex, opens up on the exit of the corner into the next turn of Seat. Tight corner, they're looking for a few overtaking marks there later on this evening. Going down the hill, little kink there into Works, which is a quick left-right flick. And climbing up the hill into Campsite, which is a really fast right-hand flick. Good chance there you might go wide. So watch out in the curve there, boys. Now going into the hairpin, Acacia, tight corner, first gear. Then we flip up into the left-right flick again into Blank Citadel. Again, a sort of a long right-hand corner. Then flick into Europa. Then into the chicane RACC. This is going to be a very tight chicane, very hard to get right. And the reward is amazing. Into the final corner of New Holland. And that is a lap of Barcelona, Catalunya.
Now let's see if I can follow your lovely track there, guy there, as I rock and wide through the chicane, but let's start a nice fast lap. Here we go, as we come over the last corner, absolutely balls up the entry to it, but it's alright as we hit the main straight here. Now that 150 mark, as Untouchable said, is the braking marker for these cars here. Now the Div 1 guys are a little bit faster, but as we approach this 150 mark, it's about that black dot comes to your left now. Braking hard, coming through these chicane, I'm a little bit wide there. Accelerating hard, trying not to have too much wheel speed, coming out wide. Gear 4, around Renault corner. Whoop. Lost my point of vision there, coming through. Pressing hard, making sure I get enough corner speed. As we got 1 minute before we start. Braking hard for Repsol corner, looking for that tower post right there, and accelerating, coming through down to Seat, braking, late apex here, coming through, rolling onto the face, easy on the throttle, easy to snap oversteer and lose it. As we come down through this thing, braking just before the Ripple Street on the right there, accelerating, again easy, as you said, I'm just a little too anxious on the throttle and I stepped out. Slight braking here, coming through, letting it roll onto the accelerator and down to this hard left hairpin down here. Braking out to the flagpole there, all the way down to gear 1, rolling through, rolling onto the throttle, setting up for the campsite. So cut this corner here, and then gear 2 corner at campsite, this late apex, easy on the throttle, full flat, coming to the RACC chicanes, braking, trying to, you can go either on the sausage or just right on a little bit, and then right through to the final corner, and that will be a very dirty lap of Catalunya.
Look, well done, Zeta. You did better than me, mate, so that's the main thing. So we're just about to hit the qualifying now, guys. It is a 4.6 kilometre track with 16 turns. The first race tonight will be the 9-lapper, and it will be based on qualifying times. Again, a 5-minute qualifier, if no one's aware, that'll be enough to get the boys maybe an out lap and 1, maybe 2 laps, depending on where you come out of the pits.
So what do you think well, I think the tactic is to get out there as quickly as possible, get some clean air, because Catalunya is such a tricky circuit with high concentration, very small margins for error. So you've got to get out there, you have to do 3 laps, try to avoiding traffic, and just go, go, go.
Especially with those long sweeping corners there, so they definitely eat away at the tyres, especially with some of these heavier cars at the front of the front engines there. I'm driving the Corvette this season, and I've noticed that the tyres do not like the long sweeping corners.
Yeah, I feel sorry for it. Even though it's a really nice and familiar car, it was one of the cars that we were looking for at Inc. Motorsport. Shout out to Squid there at Team Motor. And Palmer, who's also in Div 4. We were looking at doing that, but we went with the Jag and the Aston. Oh, and there's a little bit of hustle and bustle on, even one on biking racer there. As you can see, all the racers want to get that clean air, because you're stuck in any of that dirty air. It's going to affect you under those high speed corners and the high load corners that we have around Catalunya. So Dale, what would your tactic be for qualifying?
Yeah, I think you just need to find some clean air. There's no point in bunching up. You're going to be tripping over each other. and you just need to give yourself a gap. You know, a couple of seconds to the car in front, and hope that the people behind you give you a couple of seconds as well. If you can get out first, even better. Otherwise, just take your time. Make sure you got clean space, so you got a clean run.
Yeah, so some of these boys here that are stuck in like a little racing pack, they should look to space themselves out a little bit, and they'll probably do that there right onto the chicane. As the first of the drivers will start their flying laps now, that will be Warpath in his little Norton 360 Chevrolet C7. Evil One and Smurf Yamana sitting fairly close to each other, so it will be interesting to see how that qualifying will go there. I think both those guys will be walking each other's laps going to the first corner there. And looks like we do have some technical issues with the Luminous at the moment. That's unfortunate for him. He will be missing out on qualifying. Hopefully he can make it back into the lobby before the race starts.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate with Luminous. He is a very quick driver. It would have been good to see, like, hopefully he gets his wheel sorted and then comes back to at least get back for at least race 1, hopefully race 2 and 3 for the race this afternoon.
So, just looking at live timing at the moment, we are missing 1 or 2 people from this race this evening. I can see the Antichrist is yet to make it, so hopefully he'll be able to get in there sooner rather than later. Kez Audio, I haven't seen Kez Audio there as well, unless he's racing under a different login. And then again, Luminous, we're missing Luminous as well at the moment. Looks like he's in the garage, he's got the boys fixing up the steering wheel at the moment, so hopefully he'll be back soon.
So who are you on with at the moment there, Dale?
Yeah, so just at the front here following Warpath around, we're catching glimpses in the back of Smurf and Evil One as well, and I'm got the feeling Smurf slowly closing the gap to him, so I wouldn't be surprised to see Smurf with a faster time as they cross the line.
Yeah, I'm surprised, like, Evil One and Smurf have been fighting a lot, so I'll be interested to see, because Evil One does have a bit of damage on his front there. Well, Smurf, there you go, 45-4 for Smurf, going straight to pole there. Looks like they're fighting with Evil One.
Smooth Blank has just pipped him by 2/10, almost 3/10 there. I think he's in the Porsche.
Yeah.
Or the Lexus potentially.
The Lexus, yeah, he's in the Lexus tonight, and that Lexus is awfully strong as a group street car.
Like a true boss, straight up there to third as well.
Yeah, I think it's that fighting over. That fighting over would have cost Smurf and Evil One that time.
Yeah, Smurf's just lost his lap as well. He just got a penalty coming out through the third corner, which is Repsol. Yeah, no, Renault. So he's lost a bunch of time. So he's set and done with his lap now. Just a quick run through the field for the first laps before we start to see the second and hopefully the fastest laps come through. We've got Smooth Blanket operating the pole position at the moment, followed by Smurf in second, True Boss in third, Evil One's in fourth, and Warpath rounds out the top 5 at the moment. It'll be interesting to see what sort of times we see now coming in the second laps. There will be a little bit of tyre wear on those tyres, and again, faster boys will be catching up to the slower drivers.
I reckon Smooth back. It looks like he put in an absolute banger of a first lap there. Looks like the only one who's making any improvement is Like a True Boss currently in that slippery R8. That might be one to see might clinch pole just right on the dying minutes of qualifying.
And Evil One just caught up onto the back of Warpath right at the end of the lap there, so unfortunate for him, he's lost a bit of time there in the final sector and unable to improve. He'll be a little bit upset about that.
No one's setting quicker times on lap 2, they're all just staying as they are. Like a true boss,
there we go. 144.713. Wow, that is a fast one. That would even scare some of the Div 1 boys, I think.
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely going to need qualifying in the 43s, 44s as you start to move up through the divisions for this round.
So again, just a quick run through the grid before race 1 starts. We've got True Boss on pole with a 44.7. Smooth Blanket in second. Smurf Your Mum's third. Evil One's fourth. Warpath fifth. Viking in sixth. King Oscar in seventh. Palmer's in eighth. Soul Reaper's in ninth. Bulldog rounds out in 10. And unfortunate to Loomis, he's not going to make the race at the moment.
That's unfortunate. Well, had a massive glitch, so it's okay. As we got a nice clean start. Smurf's someone to watch off the side. It always gets a nice clean start. But that Merc, my goodness, Smooth Blanket, getting covered, absolutely swamped coming into turn one here.
They're three wide behind there. We've got the Audi around the the Aston around the outside. Smurf's trying to go for the lead on the first corner there.
Oh,
And
nice clean
loses
racing.
Loses out a little bit there on the inside of the second corner. Around the sweeper of Renault, we've got True Boss leading the way in first, Smurfs in second, Evil One's in third. That's your top three: Audi, Aston, and Mercedes.
Yeah, nice clean start, guys. Nothing. We focus in wheel to wheel about clean racing, and as the boys demonstrated tonight, that it's all about giving each other room. And like a true boss, just hold on to that. Now, how does he hold on to a very solitary R8 on like a true boss? A new wheel to wheel addition just joining this season and just showing his skill already, wagging his tail.
So again, with the Catalonia circuit, fuel and tyres is a big issue around here. I've noticed with
Smurf for the move up the inside.
Dip around the inside. He gets the position as well. Evil One's got a good run as well. They're going three wide.
There was a bit of contact, so I'm not sure if Smurf's then pulled back out of it. We'll see what we can do here. I'll set to it now.
Talk us through.
He's on board with Smurf. He takes a late move up the inside. There was side-by-side contact, but yeah, I don't know. I think he's just felt that the contact was maybe a little late, so Smurf's just backed out of it and let True Boss retake the lead there. You know, if you're a little unsure, back out. Right move on that one.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there. Smurf not usually a guy who does give up that inside line and sometimes comes off second best.
Top three at the moment: Like a True Boss, Smurf Your Mum, and Evil One. Again, we've got the Audi, the Aston, the Mercedes. The Lexus there in fourth by Smooth Blanket. Looks like he's lost a few positions off the start.
It's actually quite interesting. We've got a very, usually we have a full lobby for wheel racing, but unfortunately we're missing a few people. So big shout out to Antichrist, Luminous, Greco 69 and Hayes Audio. They're not racing tonight, so I hope you guys are all well and haven't caught the crew.
Hoping they didn't get, maybe they're in different time zones, and with New South Wales moving to daylight savings today, hopefully they didn't get caught out with that as well.
Oh yes, that's true, yeah. And daylight savings would have caught out a few boys. As like a boss, as we can see, just going away. With Catalonia, if you start fighting or start bunching up, if you're in the lead, you get to run away, and that's what Like a True Boss is doing right now. He's letting Smurf, Evil One, and Smooth Blanket fight over the track, while he's just slowly extending his lead for over 1 second.
And as we were saying before that, the end of the first lap shenanigans, fuel and tyres is going to be a big issue in the Catalunya Ren this weekend, especially myself racing in the Corvette. I was noticing that I was running out of tyres towards the end, as well as fuel towards the end of the sprint race even. So it's going to be interesting to see how some of those guys go with their fuel and tyre strategy. Maybe we might even see some pit stops in the sprint races again from some of the faster guys.
Yeah, exactly. And Like a True Boss, look at that. As his name suggests, it's a 1:45.559 for a second lap. Jeez, he's going to be up there very shortly, guys. You're going to see him in the Premier League, or at least Division 2, mucking around with the big boys up there.
So Zedi, your race later on tonight, you'll be racing in Division 3 at 7:30. What times are you looking forward to in for quali as well as for the race? Or what's your goal be for tonight's racing?
For me, I'll be looking at around like I've been struggling. I haven't done much pole setting, so with poly, it's no fuel, depletion, no tire change. I haven't done much running, and it's completely different. So anything like maybe a 145, probably 144, especially Div 3. We've got some of the really quick guys like Gunny who probably do that. But if I could do a 145, below 145 or 144, I'm pretty happy with that qualifying. But Dale's stepping up to the Premier League. What do you reckon, Dale? You gonna do a low 144?
Oh, I hope I do a little bit better than that. So Wednesday, Thursday night in quali settings, it did take about 10-15 laps to get it in there, but mid 43 is possible. And I think the likes of guys like Fine Moves, Pure Axel, Piper, a lot of those guys will probably be dipping into the 42s in their qualifying lap.
Jeez, and Smooth Blanket running another fast time there. They're hitting another fast lap on 145.39. That is a lap, keeping nice and consistent.
Yeah, he benefited last lap from Evil One. Evil One got a penalty through Worth, and so he burnt it on that back straight, and just an easy overtake there for Smooth Blanket to take third away.
Yeah, I was just about to say he did lose a position there serving that penalty, but that is one of the, for anyone who's listening tonight or later on during the week, that probably is one of the prime places to burn your penalty on that back straight going into the Lacacia hairpin. You definitely ease off the throttle, run a bit of brake and not lose too much time.
And also too, if you only have a half-second penalty, you can actually burn it through Bunk Sabadell without really losing too much time there too. If you just ease, back off the throttle through the corner, you'll generally burn a half-second easily through there as well.
As we can see, like a True Boss extending his lead at the moment, and as we just throw through the pack, we've got a little bit of paddle pack for position 2 there, where we got Smith Lincoln and Smurf running over, and everyone just catching up on the back of them. And then
Everyone's picked up another penalty again, so he'll have to burn that before the end of the lap, or he will have a few issues with the stewards during the week there. So watch him try and burn it out for the chicane. And he's not going to burn it.
Well, maybe he believes that there is a ruling. If you believe that it was done, we have to avoid. You can do it. Leave it up to the stewards. So we'll leave it up to the stewards' hands to do that one. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they.
So was that Evil One there?
Yeah, yes,
he burnt it down the front straight after the start-finish line though, so it's a bit of an interesting one.
I think the ruling is very. I think the ruling is you have to burn it on that lap, so not on the front straight.
As we just slide back into the pack a little bit there, Dale, we've got a big battle at the moment. We've got 5th and 6th between Palmer and Warpath at the moment. They've split up a little bit after going through turn 3. But then behind that as well, we've got Viking Racer and Soul Reaper as well in the Jaguar and the NSX. They're fighting over Lucky 7th as well. And then again behind that, we've got Gordok and King Oscar. Again in the Jaguar and the NSX again, they're fighting over 9th and 10th spots. So there's some really interesting fights there towards the back of the field. So it's not all action up front tonight, ladies and gentlemen. There is some heavy fighting down the back of the field, and I think this will turn into a 4-way fight towards the end of the race. It's going to be an interesting one to see this go out to the chicane and onto the next lap.
As we jump on board with Palmer, with a teammate of mine. Hopefully he can just sprint away. He's been putting a lot of practice in this week. Didn't go so well at Suzuka last week, but he's been putting the practice in. It's definitely paying off with him holding a nice gap between from 5th to everyone else. So hopefully he can hold on and didn't give the commentators curse, but hopefully he can hold on and snag a 5th, maybe even 4th to catch up to the fastest boys out there. But as you can see, that pack up front with like a true bot actually making a mistake there, and closing that gap to under a second now. With fighting over first, dropping back, you've got Evil One just nearly 2 seconds off that fighting route. So it'd be interesting. Did anyone see what happened to True Boss? drop so quickly into the grass or with smooth blanket.
No, I think we missed that one. But yeah, I'm not too sure how the Audi's tyres go around here. I'm not too sure if maybe he's starting to feel the drop-off point of that car as we see him go very wide again and hit the grass.
He's lost it. He's lost it out of seat, and he's dropped 2 positions there. I just saw that off the back of watching Evil One on the replay. So
Can you get a replay of that thing? I think he was just too eager on the throttle there, Dale.
Yeah, we just missed it. We just caught the end of it. Yeah, it looks like he just too early on the throttle, spun the rear tyres up, gone sideways, and yeah, that's all she wrote. She's back down to 3rd.
Smooth Blankets picked up a penalty going wide in Kempsar. That's one of the prime penalty spots later on that will be the drivers will be feeling as True Boss and Smooth Blanket going at it. True Boss is going to pick up the position there while Smooth Blanket serves his penalty. He'll be looking to come back to him in the chicane and down the front straight. The front straight being about 1 kilometre long, there's plenty of chance to get into the slipstream.
Everyone's all over the back of him.
Inside there, I think Smooth Blanket's got to give up that position to Boss and watch out for Evil One there. Evil One's around the outside.
Taking the last chicane very aggressively, throwing the car in to make that. I nearly made the move stick over turn 1. What a drive that Evil One's having in that Merc.
And I think it's where it's coming down to the consistency here. Smurf he's just keeping it up the front there, lap in, lap out, just keeping it consistent, and people around him are starting to make mistakes, and he's capitalising.
Yeah, we should also mention here before we get too much more into it that positions do matter in the race here for bragging rights up against the guys in your division, but race time overall is scored across all 6 divisions tonight. So the front 4 boys here that have broken away from the pack, they'll be looking good on the overall standings later on tonight and again into tomorrow. As we said, everyone picks up another penalty. He might have to review his driving or his racing lines going into the 2nd and 3rd race, because all those penalties there, they're not going to be helping his race time one bit.
And as we go straight to the front, Smurf and True Boss. True Boss coming into like a Smurf corner, running a bit wide there. Just absolutely chewed up the lead that Smurf has. I know Smurf's a very smooth driver, but he must be seeing a lot of R8 in his review videos as he speaks.
We might actually jump on board now with like True Boss and just kind of see what it looks like out of his car view.
I think that's a great idea there, Dale.
2 laps to go. Within half a second, this is really going to be where it's at. And he's also got Smooth Blanket half a second behind him, so this is going to be an exciting battle for the last 2 laps. Oh, as we just see, Smurf's a little bit slower through that corner, but there's just no way to get around there, so hard to capitalise right there unless you can get the run into this, into Repsol.
Smooth Blanket tries just coming on the inside there. Can we get a quick replay of that? I think Smooth Blanket missed his braking marker, sending True Boss wide.
Yeah, we'll jump back on here with Smooth Blanket here. We're on top of his car. He's taken the wider line through Renault, which probably isn't a bad line, and he's really gained on both of them, and just up the inside on that corner. I don't know if it's a little bit late, but it was pretty much side-to-side contact. We can see him really slow down there and try and hand the position back.
There was some redressing done there later on, so everyone's benefited from all that. True Bosses are going a bit squiggly there in the background there. It looks like the tyres are now dead in the water with 1 lap to go.
Smooth Blanket's all up the inside there too, side by side, coming up to Bank Sabadell as well. Yeah, around the outside, what a move. Still got the outside line here though, so it is the racing line, quicker way through, but
just got a little bit on the dirt there, losing that acceleration, coming in on the inside. This is a race to be on, and that's I think that might be
like a True Boss. It's very close there. If he doesn't get a penalty here, he's going to be very lucky.
Yeah,
he gets 1.5.
And he's out.
Compounded, he has gassed it too soon. We might actually try to get a replay of that one. I have a feeling he's probably seen the penalty and that's just distracted him a little bit as he was exiting their New Holland. Oh, he's also caught a bit of grass on the inside of the curbing, and that's actually what spit him wide. Very unlucky there.
That's unlucky for like a true boss there. Like, he was under a lot of pressure, and they're tight, and we all know that R8 is a very slippery car. So I think he's just a little bit more gas and not enough talent at the moment for that car. But you know, hats off to him. Did the fastest lap out of qualifying, and yeah, unlucky on that.
We're back to Smurf out front here. He's built up a 2.5 second gap there, and all that kind of fireworks gone off behind him. He's just split them, and he's just pulling the gap away even further now.
Yeah, the smooth operator himself, Smurfing your mum. Yeah, I think he's got this in the bag. He had the commentator's curse.
Yeah, he's on a good team too, so he's got Pure Axel as the team lead for that team there, so he's got a few real good steers in there that he'd be getting tips from, learning from, and just working on that consistency, and it looks like it's paying off here tonight.
And it looks like we've lost a driver, guys. We're now down to 9 now, so unfortunate to whoever's dropped out, whether that is again internet connection or just an accidental press of the button. But as we come through the final corners here, we've got Smurf and your mum in the Aston Martin. He's going to fly around the final corner. He's going to take the win here in race 1, followed by Evil One here in second place, and Smooth Blanket will round out the top 3 there for race 1 tonight in the Division 4 race. The first of the 2 sprints tonight. Following 4th place, we've got Palmer there. Excellent job picking up the crumbs there from a couple of incidents. Warpath makes the top 5 there. And then Soul Reaper there's in 6th position. Viking Races out of fuel by the looks of it, or almost out of fuel. But there's going to be a nice tight fight there for 7th, 8th and 9th. Who's going to get it?
Oh, was Oscar on the line? Was it actually like a true boss was one that exited the race just at the end there? Must have been after his spin.
I wonder what happened to Like a True Boss. He had such a great qualifying. I think it was just the tyres got to him, to be honest.
Yeah, so we'll head to the standings, but correct me if I'm wrong here, but with that DNF there, if he still lines up for race 2, I think that means he needs to start from the back.
Yeah, that's
Although
correct.
It is a reverse grid, I think he does start from the back of the race because he didn't finish.
I don't know how it works.
That'll be true.
If he starts at the front,
that'll be true. So no. So what they should look, whoever's hosting the lobby tonight should look to put True Boss at the back as well as Luminous at the back there as well. Unfortunate for Luminous, who wasn't able to race in the first race tonight due to some technical issues in the garage, but hopefully he'll be out there for race 2 and race 3 and make up some valuable points there for his team or for himself.
In that situation, would you just pull out the controller? I mean, I know we probably haven't raced on them very often. Would you just pull it out just to get some extra points there?
Dale, come on. We shouldn't be encouraged at the wheels. We like clean racing here. Yeah, we shouldn't be saying stuff like that.
You can race clean on the controller.
Yeah, but pulling it out because you want to rage quit? Come on, Dale. You should know better than
No, not pulling out to rage quit, but with the steering wheel issue that he had, just as that backup, so he can at least take the track.
Oh yeah, okay. Good point. I don't know. I know that I'm significantly slower on the controller though. But how about you? Are you on a wheel or controller there, Untouchable?
Well, I'm racing on the solid G29, so my ears are always rattling at the end of the night after a long night of racing here at Wheel to Wheel. But yeah, I'm on the trusty G29. It's just one of those things. I cannot race on a controller. I've got to be in the seat. I've got to have the feel of the wheel, the feel of the pedals. Because hey, if we're all going to be pretend sim racing legends, you may as well have the proper gear.
That was an exciting first race. Smurf showing consistency at the lead there and taking it out. Yeah, do you think coming from, so we are doing reverse grid for race 2. What do you think that Smurf has a skill to come through the pack?
Oh, look, I think if True Boss can keep it clean and luminous as well, I think they'll be beginning to make some solid positions. They'll be the guys I'll be looking out for this second race.
What I think is going to be interesting too is just historically Viking. He's generally a really tough competitor to pass. He can make that jag very wide. So I think with him starting towards the front, if he gets a good start, it's going to take people quite a while to get past him. He's really good defensive.
Yes, he is. I've had plenty of practicing with him this week, and he's been a very frustrating man to pass. If he's listening to this, he'll probably have a little giggle to himself right now, because he knows this week has been absolutely in having that jag. He always puts it where I want to overtake him, and yes, this makes it very frustrating at times. But yes,
he sometimes gives you that. He sometimes gives you that little bit of a gap where you think you've got the gap there, but it's not really a proper gap. So exactly. It's one of those odd things. I'm wondering if he's like a long lost brother of Great Wall of Con, maybe.
He could be. I know he's had plenty of karting experience back in the day. Even he probably doesn't want to. He's a bit of a shy guy, but I'm pretty sure he got on his TV back in the day. He's a bit of an older gentleman, not as old as not as old as the Golden Mullet, but he is an older gentleman over in New Zealand, over across the pond from where us boys live. But he has told me the story where he got on their national TV. I know it's not much over there in New Zealand for his karting days. So yeah,
it doesn't take much to make it on TV in New Zealand over the ditch. It's an honorary Australian state there over in New Zealand. So shout out to all the gentlemen, the boys there over in Kiwi land. We like having you on board, but sorry, Australia's just that little bit better.
I think you got to be careful there, Untouchable. People might give you a yeet during the practice sessions after that comment. You got to be careful. Some of those New Zealanders hold a bit of a grudge, and boy, I know. Don't you worry, my good mate Hustle, unfortunately, he used to be in the team this season and decided to go private team this time to give time and effort to his team. So he did the right thing with Zuzu team and decided to quit the team and just be a privateer. But I know with Hustle we've had plenty of good races, and boy, he remembers every time I give him a yeet from time to time.
So we are just taking a few extra minutes here just to get on to race 2. Warpath is resetting the grid manually just to ensure that Luminous and True Boss are in their respective positions rather than watching an absolute mess on the first lap. So bear with us, guys, just a few more minutes and we'll be there ready to go for race 2.
While we're waiting for race 2, favorite livery out of this race? What do you guys think is the best presented car for this round?
Look, I'm a big fan of racing liveries that replicate the ones in real life. But I have to say I am enjoying the Norton Chevrolet that Warpath's running. I'm running a similar style livery on my car with the Slipstream boys. I will also say that True Boss is running well with a nice little aqua coloured Audi there, and the Pennzoil Jaguar there by Gordock as well. That's looking pretty schmick as well.
Zeddy, how about you?
I'm going to be a bit biased and give him a bit of screen time, but Palmer, my good mate on Squid Ink, I think I do love the Performance car, and matched with the Vantage there, I think it's just the perfect livery.
Yeah, see, I've got to say that maybe Squid Ink, they've probably got the second best lineup in terms of livery designs out of the whole competition, obviously behind Team Vintage.
But I wasn't waiting for that.
But I'm actually liking the King Oscar's bright car. I love the bright green. I think that one looks fantastic.
Hey, come on, give a bit of love to the Slipstream boys as well. The Mustangs and the Chevrolets are looking really good, and the Slipstream liveries. I've got to give a shout out to Fine Moves there. He's running an awesome Mustang there with the black and gold and a nice big slip dream down the side of the door there. So I think
That Mustang does look great.
It does.
And that Mustang does look great, and then when he does a lap time as he did at the middle of the week, God, I think it made some boys cry this today. Like, just looking at the comments after he posted his absolute fly. Now, if I was correct, it was a 143 mid, or was a low 143, but I think it made some boys in the wheel-to-wheel Discord a bit sad.
I want to say I will be waving to him as he drives by me in race 2 and race 3.
Oh, you'll be up there. Don't forget. Yeah, to face. I reckon you can be up there.
Just to rub it in, Z, it was a 42.9 that Fine Moves ran at Catalunya, followed by Scooter 82 with a 42.8, and then Apex with a 43.3. So I don't know what Scooter and Apex are driving this season, but congratulations, Fine Moves, running the ponies round Catalunya and showing everyone how it's done.
Scooter being a privateer, he's in the Citroen this season, and I think Apex is also in the Porsche.
Yes, Apex is in the Porsche, and big shout out to Scooter in that slippery Batmobile Citroen. I got to admit, if I see him on the track, I'll probably yeet him, but yeah, good on him with that absolutely blistering time.
Race 2 about to start. We've got a full lobby here now. Luminous and Like a Boss at the back of the grid. So we've got Gordock here at the front. Viking Races in second. King Oscar is third. That rounds out your top 3 to start off with. Who are we watching for the start?
I think we're coming off from Viking at the moment. If he can get a good start, I think he's going to be a tough one to pass.
Away they go, a bit of wheel spin off the line as they fly down to the first corner again. A little bit tamer this time round instead of the race 1 start. They're all going 2 abreast. A little bit of 3 wide down towards the back of the pack there. They're coming into turn 1. Soul Reaper with the dive there, looking for second. King Oscar's around the outside.
Oh, there's
Soul
a bit of a
Reaper
tap there.
A bit of a touch there. And Palmer's off as well.
Let's see if we can
taste the wall as well.
Let's see if we can get a replay of Soul Reaper there. So yeah, he's just coming in here. We're on board with him here at the moment. Yeah, he just breaks a little bit later. He gets through the corner and just... Yeah, the side panel is just about 2 or 3 too many touches too many there, and he's ended up off in the gear litter. And as we see, Palmer spinning off there as well afterwards. So we'll go back to the front with Viking at the moment. He's already opened a 2.5 gap over King Oscar. He's capitalising his off.
That is, and also we'll go to our race 1 winner. Smurf already up to 6th place with all that carnage happening over the first corner.
Oh, when he's all over the back of Warpath as well, he'll be wanting to get a run down into Lacacia at the moment. His car's got good straight line speed, and he's already making a move up the inside now as we speak.
Yeah,
True Boss already playing with fire there. He ran wide there, up across the top there. He didn't get a penalty, but he might get one. Does that again in the next 2 or 3 laps as he flies into 6th spot, goes past Warpath. Evil One's still struggling there in 8th place to get past, and we've got Luminous there as well in the white and green Porsche there. Can't get the spots there on the side panel. Oh, he's in the juicy Porsche.
As we're talking Smurfs up the inside here, he's trying to get in the slip of Gordock 69 at the moment. He had to pull back in behind, but looks like he's going to be wanting to make a move into turn 1.
Smooth blanket 2 wide into the first corner.
Oh,
2 wide behind
3 wide almost.
Like a true boss. Like what he's saying, move to does the move under Smurf.
Gets it done.
Can we get a replay of that, Dale? We have to. That's 3 wide and like a smooth boss.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. Yeah, they're almost going 3 wide. Smurf's making the move. He's actually pulled out of it. He's seen like a True Boss coming up the inside and is like, I don't want a part of this. This is just going to be carnage. And yeah, True Boss pulls it off.
Jeez, I think after having a disappointing first race, he held it again. He is all over that car. He really wants that position. He really wants to get that to the front of the pack. Just throwing that R8 everywhere.
It's a difficult car to handle, but I gotta say, sometimes you do just need to settle it down a little bit. Don't use up all your tyres in the first few laps, because you will fall off a cliff in the final few laps, and it could cost you big time.
And we keep saying that with Catalunya, it is a high degradation track or a high tyre wear track, so the surface is rather abrasive. And again, running those long sweeping corners, you will scrub the front tyres quite a bit.
Yep. The True Boss he's really pushing on here, pressing on here. He's really catching up to the back of King Oscar, and I think he'll want to be getting past him as soon as possible as well.
Yeah, so at the moment we're still missing Antichrist and Kez Audio. Who else were we missing there as well?
No, that was it. Kez Audio and Antichrist. That would make it 13. That would make all 13 people.
Yeah, so unfortunate there to not see the Antichrist and Kez Audio here tonight. Hopefully they haven't caught up with the hour lost overnight, but we look to see those boys again into the next week.
What I think we might do here is just jump on board with Smooth Blanket for a bit. He is really all over the back of Viking here. He's actually making a move up the inside.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's what it's taking about 2.5 laps to get past Viking there. He's finally got the job done. And that's what I mean. Viking's a true competitor. He is tough to... As he picks up a penalty, Smooth Blankets picks up a 1-second penalty and getting that pass done, and he's going to burn it now, which will put Viking back in the lead.
And then
True Boss is going to follow through.
As Viking breaks a little bit late, they lose a little bit of the tail of the Jag there. But pulls it off just nicely, but then True Boss coming through, a man on a mission. I think the race strategy for True Boss is to make a lead and to hold it. Especially with that slippery R8, I think that's the only way you can do it. Hope that you've got enough lead to hold off the chasing pack at laps 7, 8, 9.
So yeah, Viking gets a good exit there. He's going to try and break the slip as best he can, but I think Viking True Boss is locked in there.
Yeah, Tom Paul there running down the side of the pit wall there. True Boss is trying to go for a run around the outside. He's going to have to be the last of the late breakers here. He's on the side there. It looks like he might get the position, although Viking's fighting back, but the Viking... No, he's still fighting back there. He's still on the inside there, but looks like True Boss is going to have the position there. And True Boss is your new leader in the Aqua Audi R8 there. Viking races fighting off Smooth Blanket in the Lexus, and then Eagle 1 in the Mercedes-Benz there. So that's a nice little tight fighting pack there. As we see Viking Racer loses another position there to Smooth Blanket. So it looks like he also lost King Oscar as well. He's had some technical difficulties there with the car, so hopefully he'll be able to get back in there for race 3 tonight. It'll be quite unfortunate for anyone to miss the third race this evening. Double the race distance, all the more action here in wheel-to-wheel Division 4.
As we can see, Viking just on the outside, and it just outbraking himself, giving the door. Oh, as he accelerates a little bit too hard into Smurf, but losing that position, just breaking himself a little too late there, and losing, dropping from 3rd to 5th now. That's unfortunate for Viking. Probably be a little bit angry with himself, but head down, mate. Bummer, we'll keep going. Still halfway to go with 3.
Oh, Evil 1 gets a bit sideways through the chicane there, so that's going to invite Smurf to be all over the back of him now, with a good bit of momentum and very good top speed out of that Aston.
I don't like that one bit of weaving there from a True Boss. Hopefully that he doesn't do that again, but weaving is not allowed in either wheel-to-wheel racing as well as real life sport. It looks like he might even lose position there to Smooth Blanket, so it just needs to calm down a little bit. Know that still plenty of laps to go, plenty of time to make or lose. As Smooth Blanket there takes the lead there through the inside of turn 3 through Renault. He just needs to calm down a little bit there. Understand there is still plenty of time to go. The aggressive defending tactics are not needed.
Just talk us through that untouchables. I completely missed that too.
I was watching like a true boss, he came out of the final corner and there was a big weave there towards the start finish straight there. A big left and right. Whether he may have lost it coming out of the final corner, as we see, who is that? Luminous. Some more bad luck there for Luminous. He just
might try and get a replay of that.
Yes, please do.
Yeah, so he's just coming through into Worth in there. He's actually, he's just put 2 wheels on the grass and, put 2 wheels on the grass there, your car's going round. It's almost a given. A bit unlucky there for him there, because it's so easy to do.
And also being in that Porsche there, mounted rear-wheel drive car, unlucky.
And in that we've also missed something, so Smurf has moved ahead of Lucky True Boss. Oh! There goes round.
Can we get a replay on Like a True Boss? And I believe that's Evil One as well.
We will. He's also redressing that though, so he knows he's he knows that he just got in there a little too deep. It starts off with Smurf and Like a True Boss actually hitting the gravel coming before they head into that corner, side by side into the chicane, and Like a True Boss just hits the panel behind the rear wheel of Evil One. Round he goes, and Evil One also Evil One actually maybe made a contact there with Warpath as he tried to rejoin, so I don't know if that's maybe something to be looking at a bit later too. So Evil One's actually now redressing himself, and he's all the way back down to 7th now as he allows Warpath through.
Yeah, it's like that line of Warpath and my teammate Palmer from having an absolutely shocker reverse lap coming into 4th place. Good on you, Palmer. Like to see you up there. Get up there to 3rd place. Here we go, mate.
Yeah, he's definitely done God's work there to start off with. He's had a horrible crash start the race, but he's just kept his head down, kept out of trouble, and look where he is now. He's almost onto the podium again.
Sometimes that's all you need to do. People are going to battle. You've got to pick when's the right time to battle, because all the times across all the divisions are being put up against each other. So you may go, look, I kept this guy behind me, but it's cost me 10 seconds in the race, so I've actually lost 6 other positions to other people from other races.
But look, we're all being pretend sim races. It's hard to sort of think of that mentality. It's easier said than done in the commentary box, but it's hard to live that mentality when you're out there on the track where you're wheel to wheel, fighting for position and fighting for bragging rights in the divisions.
Oh, for sure. It's head down, elbows up.
As we see Smooth Blanket come around the final corner, he is leading the Division 4 race here, the second of the sprint races. He's got a 3-second lead over Smurfing in that Orange Aston. And we've got Viking Racer, he's still up there in the 3rd position. You've got to give credit there to Viking Racer. The reverse grid race has definitely helped him out, as he's got Palmer looking down the inside. Palmer goes real deep, and Palmer's going to not get that position. He might even lose 1 or 2 more.
No, Palmer. Palmer, no, get up there. I think the commentator tells I'm going to shut up.
Unlucky. He's going to lose 2 more spots here. He's going to be deaf back down to 8th spot now. Unlucky.
I think Palmer might have some word with me when this gets aired. I think Palmer and Squid might have a word with me. I better shut up now about his performance as he drops down from 4th to 8th. Unlucky Palmer.
And just to give a quick race update for anyone who's watching the other races tonight in the Division 1 or the Division 2 race, that's just finished their 2nd sprint race. Apex Hunter's taken the win in that, followed by G-Force in 2nd, and Zuzu has rounded out the top 3 there in their sprint race.
G-Force gang, Team Zuzu, look at the 1, 2 and 3, well done boys. I know that we'll be working together. As we go back to the live action here, we've got Viking and Like a True Boss all over the back of Viking now. I think Viking's had a lot of words with the Great Wall of Kong, not making it easy for him to find the fight through, as Like a True Boss gives him a little bit of a nudge.
He's
just goes in deep.
He's tried to hold the position. He's done really well with the Jaguar and the Tyre. He's built up a bit of a line there, so we've got a nice big battle pack here for the final 2 laps of this 2nd race. But True Boss has now been released, and so has Evil One. So watch for those guys just to slowly drive away. Hopefully Viking can come back and fight a little bit more. We've also got Warpath there. He's going to look down the inside there. Thinks better of it.
Viking covers well there.
I think Palmer was thinking about making a move over Oz Soul Reaper, but I think he pulled out of it after his last lap where he went a bit deep and just let Oz Soul Reaper have the corner, turn 1.
Do we know what happened to Gordok? Because I know Gordok started right up the top of the field there earlier on, and he looks like he's fallen back pretty badly for this second straight race. Maybe he just hasn't been able to manage the tyres.
It's not the tyres, Stan. Unfortunately, he's just been at the wrong place at the wrong time. I think he had a couple of incidents with the boys on lap 3. And
Something's happened with Evil One. He's had a bit of an off here. I'm going to see if I can get a replay because he's dropped all the way back there. He's coming out of I think seat. He's just run wide on the path too soon. Hit the grass, hit the gravel, and yeah, just trying to save a spin. And as he's trying to save it, he makes contact with Viking, who has to go wide. And yeah, everyone's just, yeah, he's just lost about 4 or 5 spots. They're back down to 8th, unlucky there for Evil One.
If we can stick on with Soul Reaper or even Evil One, maybe even Luminous as well, because we've got a massive battle pack here going to the final lap for the 5th position. Again, bragging rights are on the line here for all the boys here in Soul Reaper.
Just too soon on the gas. Alright, we actually might jump on
all the way to the back.
We'll jump on board with Palmer to try and put the focus right in the middle of the battle pack here, so we can get a bit of everything.
So that I think he's going to have to. The Acid does have the power over the Merc there, but that Jag can run away and will. But he's got that slipstream, and he's going to be right up on Viking Racer. As he moves on the inside,
oh, Viking's going to squeeze him a bit.
It's 3 wide to
3 wide to the first corner.
A bit of contact there.
Yeah, can we just get a quick replay of that? Was that a little bit of contact there between Palmer and Viking?
Yeah, a little bit of contact. I mean, we knew the move was on. Side by side, they both brake. I mean, he was quite a long way up there at that point. I think it's one for the stewards to decide if anyone makes a report about that. As we come back to Palmer in 6th, he's about a second behind Evil One.
Oh no, Viking Racers turned in onto Luminous there on the apex, and Luminous had to take to the grass. Soul Reaper's going sideways out of every corner now there with his NSX GT3. Unfortunately there for Luminous, he hasn't had the best of luck tonight in that juicy campers Porsche. That Porsche is actually looking really nice tonight there. The Soul Reaper goes sideways again. Mate, this isn't Formula Drift, mate. This is wheel to wheel. You got to keep the wheels straight.
Alright, we'll just quickly jump to the front, guys. Then we've got Smooth Blanket about to cross the line with that over 6-second lead. 7-second lead over Smurf, taking out race 2.
Finishes with a 7.7 second lead there. Climbing still, so congratulations to Smooth Blanket there. Finishes with a 7.8 second lead over Smurf and your mum in the orange Aston, and then like a true boss comes back to finish in that Aston with that Audi. Warpath in 4th, Evil One rounds out the top 5. Palmer's in 6th, Luminous in 7th, Soul Reaper's in 8th, Viking Racer. Got to give the congrats to Viking Racer for that effort there in the second race. He does finish 9th, but again, awesome work from Viking. And then rounding out the 10 is Gordok.
As we see that victory again for Smooth Blanket, line in the Lexus. Good on it, congratulations. I believe that's his first wheel-to-wheel win.
Yeah, congratulations guys against Smurf, showing his consistency there. He's managed to come all the way back from the back of the pack pretty much and up into 2nd. Good result for him too. Warpath moving up into 4th. There's just action everywhere this race. It was insane.
I think that just shows the competitiveness of the guys just wanting to just win and have bragging rights over one another. And actually, for the race 2 time was 2 seconds slower than race 1 time. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, so it just shows there that the battling in the early stages of the race does not help with the overall race time later on. And again, riding on board with a few of the guys towards the end of the race there, it looked like a lot of them had burnt through their tyres quite severely and also their fuel as well. So fuels and tyres for this final race this evening, the 17 lapper. It's going to be interesting to see pit strategy, whether the guys just go with one stop. I've heard that there is a possibility of doing a two stop as well, so it'll be interesting to see how these Div 4 guys go for the final race this evening.
So it's all about strategy tonight with these, with the final race, this 17 lapper. What is do you go for the one stop strategy or do you go for the two? I do not know at the moment. I'm still in two states of mind. I know that there's what's your strategy you were saying there, Dale?
Oh, I'm starting on mediums for this race. I actually don't think it matters to me what position I finish in race 2. I'm 100% mediums to start off with. I'm going to go for about 3 laps, and then come in for softs, and then come in again on about lap 10 for another 7 laps stint on softs. For me, it just works better with the car. I mean, using medium tyres when the car's heavy on fuel. You try not to battle too much, just hang on to the back of people and, try not to lose too much time while you're saving fuel as well. Try and get out of the pack a little bit by pitting on lap 3. If you fall to the back, it doesn't matter. You still got a long time to catch up, and then, you got the softs and they won't fall off a cliff. You can go hard with them over those 7 laps and not really worry about losing too much performance out of them. Plus, the car is also a lot lighter doing it that way on the better tyre.
Yeah, I think that might be the way to go.
I think that's more important.
Want to be... Sorry, there, Dale.
I was just going to say. I mean, people will make the one-stop strategy work, but I think that's people who are probably a little bit better at conserving their tyres over longer stints. That'll work better for them. But if you're like me and not really that good at conserving tyres, for me that just seems to work better.
Look, I'll definitely want to be on the fast tyres towards the end of the race. I'm thinking maybe two stop might be the way to go as well. Just the tyre wear around Catalonia is just so aggressive, and the last thing you want to be on is worn tyres with these GT3 like cars in Gran Turismo Sport, with the hairpins and the tight apexes. You definitely need the power out of the corner, and if you've got the track position and you can go the two-stopper, I would definitely consider doing the two-stopper. If you need to keep the track position and then run that one-stopper to try and keep your position, it's going to be an interesting one later on tonight for the 7:30 guys.
Yeah, as we're about to prepare, we're just waiting for Eagle 1 to tick in there to start race 3. Again, reverse grid from race 2 results. So you'll see the fast boys again at the back. One to watch is probably Smurf. Smurf always gets a good start with his acid if he doesn't balls it up on race 3. And again, as we were discussing, it's all about strategies. What are the boys on at the moment? I haven't seen who's on which wheel at the moment, which tyre. Looks like Smurf's on his mediums, and the rest of them are on softs with I'm on mediums as well.
So it'll be interesting to see how Smurf goes with the start and the first few laps being on the slightly slower tyre. What do we think the time difference is between the two compounds?
If you can make it work, it's probably about a second a lap.
Yeah, so it's about a second lap. You're just braking it slightly earlier. The car doesn't have the grip to turn in. And the wheel slip angles are slightly different. So yeah, it's just all about that turn, and it's just a high deck as well. And also, you got the fall-off point with the softs.
And I think, again, that thing with the mediums, that's why I'd rather start on the mediums. For me, it's probably easy to adjust to a more grippier tyre as the race goes on, as opposed to trying to readjust to a tyre that's just not quite as good on the performance there.
So as we start the race, quick fly through the field. We've got Gordock on the softs, we've got Michael Race on the mediums, Sol Rivers on the softs, we've got Munoz on the mediums, we've got Palmer on the mediums as well, everyone's on the softs, Warpath's on softs, True Bosses on softs, Smurfs on the mediums, and Smooth Blanket on the mediums as well. So pretty even split between the tyres as we fly down to the first corner again. 3 wide in the back of the field. Viking Race is defending that position heavily. Luminous is down the inside there. He's going to make up a ton of positions there. And it looks like Luminous is going to be in sort of that top 5 there. He comes out in 5th there in the the juicy Porsche there. Your top three out of the first few corners is Gordock there in the Jaguar. You've got Soul Reaper in second in the Honda NSX, and then Viking Racer in third with the blue Jag.
Pretty clean start from everybody there. They're just all starting to find the position, find their rhythm, and pretty good start from everybody.
Yeah, I think they've realised that this is going to be the longer race, and that fighting early on, while it's good to have you be up in the higher positions, fighting early on isn't going to get you there quick enough. As we see, True Boss just goes a bit wide, caught up to Luminous fairly quickly, and sort of just lost his line there. So he's dropped back one or two positions. He won't be too happy about that. But yeah, it's good to see some of the slow boys here at the front of the grid. It does make it a bit more work for the faster guys, and certainly does make for great action on the television as well.
I think what's important for them too is fuel saving. If you can keep a consistent pace that's not too far off your normal speed and save fuel, you can make a bunch of time up in the pits.
Eagle 1 was a bit wide there in the gravel. He had two wheels in the gravel. Still held position though, so as he goes down the inside
of
Viking Racer out of New Holland.
Luminous is already in on lap 1, so he's only spending one lap on those mediums. It'll be interesting to see kind of how long he stays on the softs, where he's going to pit the second time.
The softs for the Porsche actually lasted quite a long time, so yeah, I think if I had the Porsche, be going in doing the saw as now as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, the Porsche has been known to be really good on its tyres, so it'll be interesting to see how the strategy plays off for Luminous, especially after just doing those one lap on mediums. He'll have the fresh air, he'll have the fresh rubber compared to all the other drivers. So we'll be keeping an eye on Luminous there for the rest of the evening for this final race. As Gordock still leads the field in first place with that silver and purple Jaguar. Soul Reaper's in second there with the Honda NXS. And it looks like Eagle 1 and Smooth Blanket holding up the field a little bit there.
Yeah, it's just that looks like so Smooth Blanket's on his mediums at the moment, doing the medium runs, and it's just the fighting at the moment. And like a true boss just coming in, muscling his way around.
He's really shown that door-to-door racing and that the rubbing it really is racing here in wheel-to-wheel. But you do have to be careful with these GT3s as well. They do not like the bump and grind and the rubbing around. They are very delicate cars at the end of the day. He loses the back there. True Boss. Warpath will looking to capitalise going down the front straight there with that big, meaty C7 Corvette, the Norton covered Corvette.
Yeah, he's got the run on him, so we'll see if he can keep the slip.
And some more weaving there again from True Boss. You're only supposed to make one move as a defender, and it looks like Warpath's slowing down the inside there. Like whether True Boss gave up on the position or not, I'm not too sure.
Evil One just throwing it in there against Smooth Blanket. That is for third. What a move. And the Smooth Blanket picks up a massive penalty as well.
True Boss is all over the back of Warpath. He doesn't want to. Yeah, he doesn't want to give up the position easy. He's going to make him work for it and put a lot of pressure right here.
Yeah, Warpath, a very experienced racer there, knows where to put that Corvette and make his Corvette, even though it's already a wide car, even wider, making it like the Boss really work for that position.
With the defending though earlier on in the race, though, that would be causing a few issues with his tyres and his fuel wear. So maybe he is worth just letting True Boss go, let him fly down the road a little bit to save the tyres, and fight for another day later on in the race.
That's a good option as we move up to the front. Gordo is the Soul Reaper and Evil One have really closed the gap on him, and they're both just all over the back of each other right here as they go side by side through Banks Aberdell. Whoa. Ballsy move right there.
Takes the position there. He's up into second at the moment with the Mercedes there. The GT4 Mercedes, not the best car at the moment with the BOP figures, so he'll be looking to make up as much time as he can in the group in the GT3 spec Mercedes, as he's got a good run down the front straight there on Gordock. He looks like he's looking down the inside. Gordock's not finding it too hard, so I think Gordock's just going to let him have the position there, or maybe not. Maybe not. Gordock's fighting back, but then gives up the position right on the apex. So Evil One is your new leader. Top three at the moment: Evil One in the Mercedes, Gordock in second with the Jaguar, and Soul Reaper third with that fluoro yellow NSX.
Gordock trying to take the outside line, trying to use that power of the Jag over the Merc, and it's not phased, but Evil One not phased at all. Just using the great handling of the Merc. Now the Merc is a little bit down on power. Yes, as you said, the GT4 car is a bit has your mum on the BMP, but being a Merc driver from Season 5 myself, I know the strength of that car, and yeah, as long as you preserve tyres and preserve fuel, which that car is renowned for, you can go long and hard.
So at the moment, the only one of the pit stoppers at the moment for this race is Luminous, pitting in on lap 1, getting rid of those medium tyres. Looks like he's made up a bit of a position or two there off Palmer. Unfortunate there for you, ZD, seeing Palmer there at the back of the field, but maybe he's got something there up his sleeve that he will be able to get up to the top of the field there later on in this race.
He definitely does. I know Palmer have faith in him. He's the man to watch. He'll be a man on a mission. Hopefully he's doing the shortest strategy. Hopefully he's jumping into the pits now. We'll see how he goes.
The top three still Evil One, Gordock, Soul Reaper. Evil One putting in the fastest lap at the moment of 45.0 as we see Warpark in the pits. He's getting rid of his softs. He's going on to mediums now. So it looks like he might be following the path of Dale Teeks there, our man on visuals. He's also filling up as well, so whether he does a double fuel stop as well, or maybe he's filled up to the end now.
That's kind of interesting, because for the shorter stint, my preference would be to be on the mediums for that shorter stint and get rid of those worst tyres as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I have to agree with Dale there. It's an interesting strategy. Maybe it's just a tyre deck with the Corvette just forces that you can run very similar time between the mediums and the softs. But yeah, we'll see how Warpark that plays out for Warpark.
As you see the Luminous there, he's looking to get 7th position off Viking there. Viking does hold the position, but Luminous does have to run down the hill on the inside. It looks like he might take the position here as well.
He'll have the better tyres, the better run, as we just see. Palmer's just going off.
Just backs it into the gravel.
Unfortunately, just broke a little bit on the grass there, and then just send the car sideways into the gravel. That's unlucky, Palmer. You're running really well, but just those little mistakes.
ZD needs to stop speaking about him.
We've got a massive incident there at the hairpin, guys. Sorry, Gordock loses control of the Jaguar. He's dropped 3 or 4 positions there, caused absolute mayhem there at the hairpin. It looks like the tyres are starting to die off quicker in this final race tonight than what they have been in the sprint races, guys.
Yeah, just the change in day of time, and also maybe just battling a little bit more than earlier might really be taking its toll.
Yeah, I think this Gordock just, one of those things, he got up in the lead, he was actually holding his own quite well, and just overdriving the Jag. That's one thing you have to be very careful with the Jag. It's very easy to overdrive that car and start sending it sideways. As we see, Evil One back to the side, running the fastest lap on the last lap, and just running away with it. I think he's looking at doing a one-stop strategy, which would be my preference with the Merc, knowing how good it is with its tyres and how good it is with its fuel.
Well, he's lucky. Yeah. He's lucky. He's got the clear air at the moment. He's got about a 6-second lead off True Boss, with True Boss again getting a bit squirrely out of the extra corners there in the R8. So look to Evil One to maybe just run the one stopper there. He's currently on the softs at the moment, so he'll need to run the mediums there for his second stint.
Yeah, run long and as long as possible on your softs, and then just come and then hopefully the guys who have to run their stops towards the end of the race, you've got enough lead to run away with it.
As we've had I'm jumping on board with Smurf and Gordock at the moment. Smurf, Gordock, Luminous there. A little tight battle pack there for 5th. Luminous has done really well so far after pitting on the first lap. He's climbing up the positions quite well. So there are a couple of drivers coming into the pit stops.
Sorry for Gordock, both in.
Into the pits, and Gordock as well as into the pits as well.
Yeah, and look at the fuel difference. Solreef has got 8% more fuel as well, so he's done a better job at fuel saving there, so he'll come out a little bit further in front there.
Looks like Soul Reaper's just done tyres. I know he's done a bit of fuel there as well, so he's dumped a bit of fuel in there. Gordock there, he's fallen off the positions a little bit. Soul Reaper there ran a bit wide there into the first corner there after coming out of the pit, so he's lost his position there to Viking after a fairly quick pit stop there, and Gordock is down at the back of the field there in 10th spot, behind Palmer there. Has Palmer stopped yet? Or is he still trying to come back from
Palmer has not stopped yet. He's still on his mediums and he hasn't stopped yet, so I think he's doing the one-stop strategy there.
His mediums are looking really good at the moment, so hopefully he'll be able to run nice and long into the race. He might even just do a quick fuel stop just to run the mediums a little bit further. We'll see how he goes though.
Yeah, I think all cars you have to at least bring in about 7 laps of fuel for all cars. No one can do no fuel race for the last race anyway. Well, not that I'm aware of, unless you know something else, Dale.
The longest I can stretch is probably about the 13-14 lap mark in the BMW.
God damn.
Quick question, guys. We were talking about this a little bit earlier on today. I was considering this a little bit earlier on today. Would you play with your fuel mix settings to try and run a little bit longer, or would you just think that you'd lose too much time running a Atlanta fuel mix?
I think you'd lose too much time. I think you need to really just look at short shifting and in some corners maybe being a little bit of a higher gear than you would normally, or short shift and save fuel that way. I think you can get considerable, very similar lap times doing it that way, and if you need it, you've still got the full power of the car if it calls for it.
I think I'm with Dale. Like, I don't think running a leaner fuel strategy is the way to go. I think lift and coast, as all of the pro racers usually do. Just lift and coast, save that extra fuel here and there, and also running a little high gear around corners. And even just there's little things like coming out of the corner, running a little bit of a high gear, or grabbing a gear, so you can just spinning the tyres as well, just to save that little extra fuel here and there around the track.
So you see, Evil One's put an 8.3 second lead over Like True Boss. So Evil One's really showing his true pace tonight in that Mercedes there. The Audi there is in second spot. It's a bit taily coming out of the power corners, the hairpins and whatnot. Smooth Blanket there in third position. So your top 3 there is Mercedes. As we see, Evil One's coming into the pits for his pit stop, looking to jump onto the mediums there. True Boss is in second with the Audi. We'll be interested to see whether he goes along for another lap.
It's a late turn in there. Comes in sideways almost.
So he comes in there in second place now. Will it be interesting to see whether he does pick up a penalty for that? Because I do know you can pick up a corner cut penalty if you do run that pit entry a little bit too late. So wait to see whether he gets a penalty after popping out of the pits. And it looks like Luminous again is benefiting from that first lap pit stop. He's now all the way up to third in the Porsche. He's right behind Smurfing as well.
Wait a minute, was Evil One on softs? Is he on softs again? He's on softs again.
He might be doing a 1 lap sprint at the end on the mediums.
Something to watch out there, guys. It might be doing 1 lap.
Because he did come in a lap earlier than what I would have expected if you were doing a 1 stop. If you're doing a 1 stop, I would have thought you'd come in at the end of lap 9.
Yeah.
I mean, you could split it either way, but I would have expected him to come in the next lap if that was the case.
Oh, just one thing we have to just look out for.
And again, the racing shows, especially after watching a few of the GT Sport live streams from their World Tours, strategy. It's one of the hardest things to pick. Where you may think up of 2 or 3 different strategies that everyone might run, everyone else just blows that out of the water and runs a completely different strategy.
I think that's where it's important here. Luminous really needs to get past Smurf. I'd say they've both got one more stop to go. I mean, Luminous has made up a lot of time, and he's got Evil One right behind him, but to really make his strategy work, he needs to either have saved a lot more fuel than Smurf and jump in the pits, or yeah, I'd be wanting to try and push past now if I'm not in the fuel saving mode.
Just checking out Luminous and Smurf at the moment. Luminous has got tons more fuel than Smurf, so it looks like Luminous might have Smurf in the fuel race there as he looks down the inside there to take second.
Oh, just backs out, just not quite the right gap.
Oh, that indecisiveness really doesn't do well when you're racing there. You've got to be really committed if you're either going to go down the inside or not. It shouldn't really be half-assed about going down the inside or not, but he eventually makes the move, and Luminous is up into second place now. Well done, Luminous, after missing out in the first race and a bit of bad luck there in the second race. Really showing his true colours here in the final race and mixing up with the fastest boys. We've got a couple of people coming out of the pit.
Evil One's tapped him in the rear. I'm going to get a replay of that. I think Evil One's just outbraked himself coming into the seat there. So yeah,
Luminous,
they get through Repsol quite well. We're just now coming in with Evil One now. It just takes an all braking line. Evil One's just arrived there a little bit too fast, and yeah, it's just Luminous is off in the sand trap. Very unfortunate there for Luminous because he was having a very good race.
Yeah, man, unfortunate there for Luminous. Really hoping that he'll be able to bounce back there towards the end of the race. He's got a good car under him with the Porsche, and he's got a good strategy there going with him at the moment. Just to give a quick update to the guys, Viking Racer and Palmer did come in for pit stops. They're now on fresh softs, and it looks like they're fueled up to the end.
Smooth Blankets just coming in now, 2% fuel left. Smurf the same. But yeah, Luminous is coming in this lap as well. We'll see how much fuel he's got because he may gain a lot of that 13-second gap back to
He's
them.
got 2 as well. Luminous 27%.
They don't need to fill all the way up though, so it'll be interesting to see what that overall net difference is of where they need to get to make it to the end.
I think they're all going to be coming out of the pit at about the same time. Luminous just a little bit more.
Well, yeah, Smurf's filled up to 73, Luminous only to 56. I'm just wondering if it's really down to fuel management and then how much fuel they're going to have at the end. Is Luminous, has he filled up enough?
Again, the Porsche is really good with its fuel and tyres, so I think Luminous is in a good position here to make a few more spots, especially if some of the other drivers there are a little bit reckless here coming into towards the end of the race.
As Smooth Blank does a little overtake on Greco there at for 5th place, and now making his way back through the pack and on the back of Warpath.
So we're in lap 11 of 17 at the moment, about half race distance, probably about another 10-12 minutes to go. Your top 3 at the moment, like a true boss in an Aqua Audi. As I say that, Evil One just goes around the outside of like a true boss there. So
get a replay of that, please, and talk us through it.
I'll see if I can grab that now. Okay, yeah, so they're coming up here now into Campstar. He's got, hugging the apex. He's decided to take the wider line. So yeah, like a true boss, he did not use all of the track there, and the Evil One did. I'm not sure if like a true boss just moved aside and let him through. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, he just didn't use up all the track like normal. And Evil One's now about a second and a half in front, so I don't know if True Boss is potentially low on fuel, in severe fuel saving, I'm not too sure.
Well, you also, Evil One has to come in, well, probably his medium, so he could be just sprinting away now and getting in that 8-second lead. It's about an 8-second lead. It's about an 8-second stop to grab in and grab quick tyres and get back out. So he needs to build that lead to hopefully win the race.
I'm wondering if like a true boss has spotted that and has just gone, yeah, there's no point, just let him go.
Could have been, I don't know. Because that's one of the things I'll be looking every time someone goes in the pits. If it's on my screen, I'll be looking at that and going, okay, he's on this tyre. Alright, I'm going to do this and try to counter against some of the faster guys.
You just see the lead stabilised now, 1.1, just, yeah, keeping it there.
So about 5 laps to go. I think all the pit stops are pretty much done now, so it'll just be a race to the line and see who's going to be the better manager of their fuel and tyres. Smooth Blanket looks like he's only just come out of the pits. His tyres are looking fairly fresh. He's got a very low, he's got a nice, about half tank of fuel left, so it looks like he's in prime position to make a few seconds, especially if True Boss Evil 1 fight it out really hard.
Yeah, as we jump back to the lead there and look at Evil 1 and True Boss, I think Evil 1's a lot more comfortable on the mediums compared to the softs. He's done about 3 laps, this is his 3rd lap on the mediums, and he looks like he's just running a little bit more consistent with his with the mediums. So I think, you know, with the softs, I think with that a little bit extra grip, you know, you can find a little bit more, and I think with something like an R8 which does fight back very quickly, I think he's a little bit more settled on the medium, so it'll be actually good to see what happens, and also without everyone making a mistake as well. As we've got Greco coming into the pits, and probably swapping for softs for the last part of the race.
Yeah, so Gordok's going to run the final few laps of this race on the softs. He's going to be on the fastest tyre, he's going to have the lightest fuel load, so look at him to put in some fast laps and climb up that leaderboard just a little bit more. He's come out just behind Warpath, so look for him and Warpath to have a nice big fight for the 7th and 8th position there.
So, Dale, who's your pick at the moment? So just with about a quarter of a lap race to go, who's your pick?
I think it's a tough one. I mean, if Evil 1, if we have got it right and he needs to pit again, I think we can scrap that. He hasn't got a big enough gap where he can recover from that. So I'd want to say like Drew Boss is in prime position here, just trying to figure out whether Smooth Blanket's really reeling him in or not. I mean, 2.5 seconds, you can, if you're on softs, I mean, you can gain that in that amount of time. But yeah, Lucky Drew Boss just seems to be owning it right now.
As Smooth Blanket does run a purple sector for Section 2. So he is a man on a mission at the moment, so not the one to can out that 2-second lead to go down. Also, like a True Boss is on mediums while Smooth Blanket is on his softs.
This is where he's got to just be really careful now though, if he sees that time coming down, he's just got to keep it composed and, you know, just time it out there. You know, there's plenty of time to go, don't get too excited.
Just misses out on that fastest lap. Still, Evil 1 has that fastest lap there, just a 1:45 naught, which is a very impressive lap.
I think we saw Smooth Blanket get a little out of shape there in the chicane there, so just unsettled the car a little bit on that exit.
Look, to be able to run a 1:45 in race trim, that's an amazing effort there from Evil 1. You'd be looking to average around the 46s in race trim, especially with the tyre wear kicking in. So to lap of 45 flat even, that's almost qualifying pace.
Yeah, good job Evil 1, that is a cracker of a time. He's out in front, he's just controlling it right now, but yeah, just that question mark over his tyres.
Yeah, he's doing that, he's running consistently in the 45, 46s, so yeah, he's definitely wants to bag his win, because as he runs up just a fraction wide there. Actually, that's one thing we haven't seen with Evil 1, he hasn't actually got any penalties for this race, so I think he's just learned from the first two, he's dropping those penalties and just running consistently fast laps.
What I might do here is just jump on with, we might just jump on with Smooth Blanket here. He's really got that gap down to under a second, so we might just try and jump on board in car with him.
Yeah,
just for this next little bit.
It'll be interesting to see. We've got 2 different drivers on 2 different compounds in 2 different cars. We've got the Audi with the rear engine layout, Lexus with the front engine layout. So running down the front straight there, I think Smooth's going to have the run on him here in the Lexus, and he'll probably be looking to make a move down in the first corner.
It's pretty much
really.
He's gaining about 2 seconds in that one lap.
Yeah, it's like Trubot just can't turn in or can't brake like a Smooth Blanket. So yeah, that's just the difference between our mediums and softs there. Even though the softs are slightly more worn than the mediums, just that confidence of just throwing it in there and braking, while like Smooth Blanket just runs a little bit deep into the corner there.
As I'm just letting my guys know in Division 5 that I'll be running a little bit late tonight. I just can't leave the action here. I just can't leave the action here mid-race. I've got to see who wins this race. I've got to see out of Smooth Blanket and Like a True Boss who's going to make the podium positions. We might even see Smurf and make that 6 seconds up, or we might even see Luminous make the 12 seconds up. I'm really rooting here for Luminous in the last few laps of the race here to make up some more positions. He's had a horrible luck out. He's had horrible luck out today. He's done awesome here in the long race, and this is probably the race that counts the most for me. The double distance where strategy really does play and take into effect. So go Luminous in that Porsche there. I just can't leave the action here late on.
Got a little bit of soft spot for that Porsche there.
Mate, look, I've had a soft spot for that Porsche for quite some time. As we said, everyone's in the pits again.
For the mediums, he must be doing the 2-3 laps in on the mediums.
So unfortunate there for Eagle 1. He's going to drop off a few positions. He's really now going to be struggling to fight for the podium positions there. He's got Luminous, and he's also going to have Smurfing flying down the front straight away there. But he might have the benefit there though with the fresher tyres. We'll have to wait and see how it goes out there for the rest of the race there.
So this is the reverse order that Dale was saying with his strategy, where you run heavy with the mediums and run lighter, longer sessions at the end of the race. So it'll be actually really interesting to see how if it's been flipped and what happens. But as I said, he didn't get that 8-second lead, and I don't think he has enough time to catch up.
But yeah, as I was saying before there, I really do have a soft spot for Porsche there. If anyone's got access to YouTube, just look up the Porsche GTE running a lap around Le Mans. And you just turn the volume up and just listen to that engine roar, especially in the higher revs. The pull down of the gears, it's orgasmic.
We're just going to jump on with Luminous here. He is all over the back of Smurf now, so I think this is really our battle for position here for the last 2 laps. It's going to be between Luminous and Smurf for 4th place.
Definitely, as we can hear Dale having a little bit of fun in the background with the birds there.
We'll just
Nature, what can you do about it?
We'll do a quick run through the field here before the race ends, and we've got Smooth Blanket. He's got 2.5 seconds over Like a True Boss, who then has 1.3 seconds over Evil 1 in Mercedes. But look for that gap to climb down massively with the Mercedes being on the fresher medium. Smurf and your mum's about 5 seconds behind Evil 1, followed by Luminous there in that lovely looking white Porsche there. He's about 1.3 behind Smurf, so look for him to make a move towards the end of the race there, although he does look like he's a bit short on fuel, so he might have to go into heavy fuel saving to make his last lap. He does have a 7-second lead over Sol Reaver in that NSX there in sixth position there, and then about 4.5 seconds behind there we've got Warpath there in that Norton Chevrolet C7 there. He's done very well tonight. Warpath there. Another 2.5 seconds behind, we've got Gordock there in the Jaguar. He's had a few unlucky moments again tonight, getting mixed up in incidents that he shouldn't be involved with, but good on him for keep on racing there. And then another 7 seconds there behind there. Palmer, unfortunate for Palmer there. The strategy just hasn't worked tonight there. Matt Aston there. He's about 6 seconds off Gordock, about 30 seconds off the pace overall. And in last place, Viking racing there. He's about 13 seconds behind. Again, unfortunate there for Viking. He's had some really good positions there throughout the reverse grid races. He just hasn't been able to capitalise again from mistakes that aren't his own.
As we're on board with Evil One here, he is within 0.2 of a second of Like a True Boss. He's been all over him this whole final lap. It looks like those fresher mediums really are paying off, and he's just trying to switch back. He's coming into the chicane. He's hasn't got the best line, but yeah, Evil One gets through. Like a True Boss outbreaks himself, and he's sideways coming out of the chicane. He's almost pointed into the pits there. So good play there by Evil One. The strategy seemed to work for him. He's made it pay off with second place. Like a True Boss crosses the line on the grass ahead of Smurf and Luminous.
He's great racing, boys, there.
Soul Reaper in 6th. Warpath is coming through now. A couple of seconds clear of Gordok. Palmer in that lovely looking Squid Ink car there. Very unlucky there.
For you, Ziddy, you got a bit of work for you now going into your race later on this evening to help out the Ink Auto Sport guys. Again, unfortunate to Palmer there, the strategy just didn't work out for him.
Yeah, they do. Well, that
Viking crossed the line in 10th.
Well, what an exciting night of racing there. Freaking Div 4 boys putting on a show. Again, congratulations to Smooth Blanket, taking out, I think, his second win for Wheel to Wheel. Congratulations, mate.
Yeah, congratulations to the entire field there. Even the guys that were unable to make it tonight or couldn't make the full 3 races tonight. Again, Wheel to Wheel racing brings out the best in everyone, and the best racing you'll probably see in all of Australian esports there. So good on to the boys here in Wheel to Wheel for the Div 4 race, and I'll be looking forward to rewatching this during the midweek stream.
Any final words there, Dale?
Well, I think it was just excellent racing all night. The guys have put on a great show. There's just been battles across the pack. I think they've all done a fantastic job, and heading into round 3, I think it's going to open up some good season-long battles between them.
Yeah, look, guys, I've had to love you guys and leave you guys. I've got to race. I've got to host. I've got to get some practice in with the Corvette, especially being on the commentary box tonight. My the wheel and pedals are feeling a bit out of love, so. I'm looking forward to see you guys out on the track hopefully in the near future. And again, thank you Zeddy and thank you Dale for joining us in the commentary box and on the visuals. You guys have done an awesome work tonight.
No, thank you Untouchables. And Dale, I think you should round it off for the team.
Yeah, no, just thanks Untouchable, thanks Zeddy for joining us for a lovely night of racing, and good luck tonight in your own races, and yeah, get out there and kill it. See everybody next week, same time, same place.
Be there. Catch ya.